Thank you, Chairman Duncan, and thank you to all of our witnesses for being here. I also want to say a special thank you to the committee chairwoman, McMorris Rogers. She's announced her retirement. It's been a pleasure to work with her, another Washingtonian. I'm really glad that the majority has called a hearing on grid reliability. In the Northwest, we enjoy abundant, non-emitting hydropower. In addition to the extreme weather and catastrophic wildfires that we associate with climate change, there's also going to be impacts to hydropower in Washington state. The hydropower system is deeply integrated with the water cycle. Rain keeps rivers flowing in the winter and the spring, but it's the melting snow from the mountains that gives us consistent flows during the dry, hot summer months when demand for energy spikes. Climate change brings more rain and less snowpack, and over the last 70 years, we've already seen that snowpack shrink by a third, and it's accelerating. And this will likely affect reliability, particularly in the summer months in these next decades. So as we think about adding energy sources, this committee has shared a lot of concerns about renewables introducing new considerations, namely variability, and the presumed need for more baseload energy sources, specifically nuclear energy. So Mr. Hay, I was intrigued to see that as Colorado plans how to meet anticipated increased energy and reliability demands with non-emitting sources, your research has determined that along with clean hydrogen and geothermal, solar, wind, and battery storage will be the best, most reliable, most economical solution, and it will comprise the majority of your portfolio. So I have two questions. One is a social one. In Washington state, there's some resistance to installing solar and wind farms in rural areas in order to meet the rest of the state's needs, much of which is in large cities. How are you managing what I presume are similar social struggles in Colorado, and how can energy offices and agricultural rural interests work together to get a favorable outcome for everybody?
Thank you, Representative. And like Washington, Colorado has a large rural population and a large rural land area, and that happens to be where many of our best wind and solar resources are. And like Washington, our load centers are our big cities, which are Denver and Colorado Springs and Fort Collins. One of the things that we have done in our energy office is partner with our Department of Agriculture to look at an agrivoltaics program to really work with farmers to help them understand that it's not renewables or farming. It's really, you can do both on your land, and there's a long-term benefit to them. The same is also true of wind, is really just making sure that the landowners understand the benefits and being able to work and partner with them. That's the biggest part of it.
Thank you. I appreciate that answer. I was also intrigued by your discussion of the 100-hour iron air batteries. Another concern that we've shared as a whole committee is that with traditional lithium batteries, we rely too much on China for materials, and that is a precarious state to be in. This emerging technology sounds very made in America, and I was wondering if you could comment a little bit about that, if you know the technology, what else is required, but I also don't mean to put you on the spot if that's not your expertise.
Thank you, Representative. And I would have to get back to you. I am not a battery chemist. While I understand the regulatory part of that, and it's important that our largest utility is coming forward to test a 100-hour iron air battery, the chemistry of that I couldn't explain to you today.
Well, thank you. I did a quick Google search. Sounds like they do not require the rare earth minerals, which is very nice to hear. And we also had commentary from the Department of Energy just about a week ago saying, just wait, 5 or 6 years from now, we're going to have whole different technologies for batteries, which I found very reassuring as well. I have 30 seconds left. Can you talk, Mr. Hay, about the importance of interstate transmission? Looking at the map of the U.S., there's a lot of benefit to having regional plans, and I know you're not representing an RTO or an ISO, but if you could just speak to how that would help Colorado.
We've done a lot of studies looking at Colorado entering into some form of an organized market in the West, and there really are a couple of layers of benefits. One is the economic benefit to customers, and the other is the ability to move clean power, and that comes with a climate benefit.
Thank you. I yield back.